Yeah, alright. Let's see. I need Sublime. Okay. Oop. I don't think I have any messages on there, but... So, see, yesterday I was working on hot script reloading, which I've more or less gotten to working, except something to do with my disabling here. I'm gonna try doing this and just logging it. I don't know if that'll work. Okay, it should work. So that should theoretically just log that. Oh man, forgot how slow debug log is. So, it looks like strange. Because I'm really wondering what doesn't persist across the reload, and I'm thinking it may be that the visibility of the panel doesn't persist across the reload. Let me lock this and put it in debug so I can see all the stuff. We got so much crap in these things. And then let's look at this. Right now all the panels are visible. Which actually doesn't run terribly. In fact, I could probably make it run much faster if I made sure that I wasn't evaluating any of them. So maybe I should do that and not worry about the disabling, but I don't know, the disabling kind of works, so... So, okay. That should probably force a reload on a script anyway. So if I force reload on the scripts, it must just be that this is not returning true. So I don't know if bounds is not getting generated properly, or if camera info stuff is not getting generated properly. So let's see, where's bounds? Oh my gosh, there's so much crap in here. Current state. Let me look and see. Let me look and see where bounds get generated. Panel bound, bounds. Okay, so it's a panel bound. So that's why it's not showing up, because it's a struct here. It's not got a serialization. Hello, William Bundy. How are you today? Yeah, it doesn't look like it shows me that struct. So That, I bet, is why it's not working, is because that's not getting serialized. So if structs don't get serialized, hold on, serialize struct unity. So I'm going to try just marking this as like serializable. It might not work though, but I think that that's actually the problem. Binary formatter. I don't really need binary formatter for this. I'm just trying to make something persist between reloads. Like the stuff that I've had before would work if I knew when the scripts got reloaded. I just don't necessarily know. I've got something probably that updates the bounds. Yeah. Okay, so awake does all this. Which I don't necessarily need to have awake. That can be start. I don't know why it was awake. But, I guess I can just add a bool that's initialized to the bounds. So it could be public bool initialized. And I don't know if I can set a default in a struct. Structs cannot have field initializers. Okay, so if I can't initialize it, then I don't know that it's not gonna be true by default. Like, can I assume? Let me see. I assume C# bool is false. Uninitialized bool. Can I assume that it's false, or is it just like we don't know? Boolean default is false. Okay. So I can assume that it's false. Yeah, I should be able to assume that it's false. So that means I can just check to see if panel bound is initialized, basically. I'll just go here, like bounds. So then we'll do, since I'm doing this again, I should probably pull it out into its own function, which would be just void initialize bounds, and pull all this in there. Pull that out here. Then I can do this, initialize bounds. So I don't know why I didn't capitalize that. Okay, well, you just never know. Like, you never know, is bool gonna be initialized by default or not? So if it's initialized to false, then I can just do this and say bounds dot initialized equals true, and then I can check basically in this, right? Bounds dot initialized equals false. Then we'll initialize it and set initialized to true, which I misspelled initialized. And that should be fine. And then I can go in my check here. When I check to see whether it's visible, where is that? Is panel visible? No, it's not. It's not a variable. It's panel is visible. Jeez. Okay. So then I can go if bounds dot initialized equals false. Then initialize bounds, which I could just call it, I suppose, no matter what, and just have a return. That wouldn't really be the worst thing in the world, but I will just add a check there, I guess. So if the bounds are initialized, then we'll initialize the bounds, then we'll return whether it's visible. And that should work. I just gotta check and update. Okay, do this. Initialize bounds. Oh yeah. Okay, so that should persist across reloads now. So, if I go change something in here, this was the easy thing to change, then it should totally persist across the reload now. It should reinitialize the bounds. Okay, so that seems like it works. And we can check and verify that, in fact, all the panels that are not visible are disabled. So, seems like it works. So, problem solved on that one. Whoa, new game didn't work. Oh, there we go. Strange. Wonder why new game didn't work that first time. So that all seems to work. Good. I still don't know why new game didn't work. That seemed very strange. Let me try it again. The camera is weird. I gotta figure out what I'm doing with this camera. Uh, I don't really see any other problems though. See, saving, loading seems to work. What about we go to new game? Still gotta fix that camera because on new game it doesn't work properly. And I'm gonna preliminarily say that that's fixed. Seems like it is. I don't see any problems with it. These are basically the same thing. I need to have disabled tiles. Particularly for like this puzzle. This puzzle should have these tiles here should not actually be anything. They're optional tiles right now, which means that they don't count towards the solution, but they actually should just not actually get spawned. And I currently had that implemented with what I called let me clear this out here. Where is what neck? Oh, normal. I currently did that with locked tiles, and then I had hide locked tiles. But I don't necessarily want to do that because sometimes I want to have locked tiles and not hide them. So I don't actually need this elevated tiles anymore, as far as I know. I actually don't know even whether I need optional tiles, because I kind of need locked tiles for example, on these panels, the ones that aren't elevated would be locked tiles, so they're locked down. You can't start there. I could change the name of it to where it's not locked, to where it's just like unstartable tiles, but that's how they are. You could do it on these other panels as well. As far as along the direction of live reloading, I also at some point I want to make it to where the puzzle panels, this is not really instantly reload, but it should be like rebuild on changes, which is so that I can like edit puzzles while I'm running the game. I would like to be able to do that and have it just rebuild the panel right then. Not that hard to do that, I don't think, but it's not exactly a priority yet, because I'm kind of prioritizing the things that I need to do to get the game to where it's totally playable the same way that it was before I did the interface redesign. So let's see. But I believe locked tiles works on these. So like, for example, if I locked the center tile on that panel, it should, I don't know if it will, but it should show up, yeah, as a locked tile. Well, I can still toggle it, but you wouldn't be able to toggle it, would be the thing. Like, it would be just fixed. So that's a bug I need to fix with locked tiles. Let me see where that is. Toggle. If the panel's disabled, we return. If the panel's a snake panel, then we do this. Otherwise, we do this. Okay, so I actually basically need to pull this out is all. That needs to be, oops, like that. So if it's locked, then we go here. If it's not locked, we do all this. If it is locked, then we don't do anything, basically. Let me add to do, play a sound that indicates that you can't toggle the tile. So just some kind of little some kind of buzzer sound or something. I don't know exactly what, but something like that. So yeah, so now you can't toggle that, but you can toggle all the other ones. So yeah, so that's what locked ones would be on there. Like that was the original idea, is that they are a thing that you can't toggle it. It's just considered part of the tiles. Okay. Not exactly strictly necessary, but it's what it does. Whereas optional is, it doesn't matter. So if I made that optional, then that would just mean that it kind of disregards it. Well, I guess right now it doesn't actually work, so that's because I don't think I actually have any panels in the game that use optional tiles, so but it exists. So I've got optional tiles, I got locked tiles, I got elevated tiles. Like I said, I don't think I use elevated tiles for anything. Maybe I do. I think I do use elevated tiles. For this panel up here, but I don't actually need it. Like this panel over here has elevated tiles, I think. No, they're not even elevated, they're just lit. So yeah, so that doesn't have to be like that, actually, either. That should actually probably be more like this, where I just, spoilers, or just lock all the tiles except for those ones that you have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So just check that those line up, but yeah, that would probably be a better way to do that. Then those actually don't have to be high-lit either, because they will be high-lit when you press the button. Oh, that's interesting. Didn't actually like reset the state because I had an earlier save. That is interesting. That's stuff because I don't check things like whether or not the starting state of a panel has changed or anything, and I just keep the old state. Snake panels, I might not want to do that on, actually. I don't know, now that I think about that. I don't know. Any thoughts on that? Because right now, like, I basically just saved the state of every single panel, so like if I quit the game and then came back, when it loads back in, all the panels will be in the exact same state that they were in, which is generally what you would want, but when it comes to certain panels and when it comes to testing, I guess when it comes to testing, I could just make a thing that's like lets me clear the current state of the panel, just a button or something, but Elevated tiles. I can elevate tiles manually, which is interesting. And then they will press, which is the funny thing. Generally speaking, I take the tact that there's only one properly elevated tile at a time. I probably don't differentiate very well with these start tiles versus the other elevated ones, but it's probably generally okay and not a big deal. Okay, so I need to have just disabled tiles, I guess, but I really don't know what else to call it. Because it's basically just tiles that don't exist. Like if I just want to make a panel that has some tiles that are not there, then I'll do that way. It's probably easier if I, rather than doing this thing this way, rather than like hide locked tiles, we do disabled tiles. I'll just look for hide locked tiles. Yeah, okay, because here we're checking, like, these, right? So that should mean I probably don't care about hide lock tiles at that point. The only thing I have to add is I have to add an editor for them. So that would be in scripts. No, it's actually under editor. I really need editor to go under scripts. Like, this should be scripts editor. Yeah, like that. Okay, so puzzle panel editor. That's what I'm looking for there. Oh no, that broke something. I'm gonna try. Oh jeez. It's probably because it's an uninitialized struct or uninitialized array. That's my guess. So that needs to get initialized with the other ones. So where is the, there we go. So I do this verify array size thing. So what does that do? Excuse me. Okay, so verify array size does that. Disabled tiles. Disabled tile. Okay, so that should null them all out if they're like that. Ugh. I could also put in a validate script. I'll just replay that. I could put in a validate script that pulls in hidden lock tiles from into disabled tiles. Because I definitely do have some of those. Like this one's got lock tiles and then hide lock tiles. Okay, so let's see if that works now. At least. See that there's no like... Okay. So that seems to work. I don't see any bugginess anyway. Okay. Alright, so those are working. So... yeah, I should be able to do... for the puzzle panel editor, I should be able to add... let's see, temp block tiles. How do I do this? I'm not sure why I do this. Oh, because they used to be... wait. Okay, it's like if I resize, I want to keep the things. So bool, let's see, temp, disable, tiles, equals, panel, dot, disable. Disable tiles. And we just basically copy all the data. Okay. I may want to actually build the panel in here somehow, so that I can see what the panel looks like while I'm in edit mode. Let's see, starting state, solution state, locked tiles. Optional tiles. Elevated tiles. Okay, so I need another one of these here, basically. I'm just going to put it right here because it's kind of going to replace this hide locked tiles thing. It's going to be disabled tiles, clear, fill, and then we're just going to change all this to disabled tiles, and that should really do it. So that should add a disabled tiles. Okay. So array index is out of range. Okay, this is probably because I'm accessing the thing and it's non-zeroed. Which that, I need my puzzle helper thing. No, not that. That's my count puzzle helper. Should be a puzzle verifier, yeah. This should work, but I have no idea. And this really doesn't need to be attached to an object. This should be alongside this puzzle helper menu as well. It should be a thing here. So it should be new item, puzzle helper, validate all puzzles. And we should have static void validate all puzzles. So right now I have, yeah, okay, I have the validate verifier thing. Has like, I think, yeah, you can count and you can verify, and so it should be basically this. Should go into the puzzle helper menu. So that's basically gonna validate all puzzle arrays. And then I need to also add one of these that's count all puzzles. Let's see. And so, yeah, that's just this. Puzzles. Yeah, we'll just call this validate all puzzles. Oops. So that should add those to the puzzle helper menu. Looks like we're getting other errors. Verify array size. That is not a thing here. That should be here. I have two of these. Oh, one for a bool and one for an int. Object ref is required to... Oh, okay, I should just make it static. Okay. So that should be fine. So now this should all show up there. Alright. So... because we never know what the heck is going to happen. We're going to go ahead and back the whole thing up. Just because we don't know. Seems like we're not dropping frames. I should probably pause my Dropbox sync though, just so we don't waste any bandwidth on that. I think I literally backed it up yesterday, so that's fine, but this is just a temporary backup anyway. Just in case validating all puzzles like does something horrible to all my puzzles. Okay. Test was not initialized properly. Why do they all say test? That seems strange. As far as I know, they shouldn't all say test. String name is test. Oh, okay, because I don't actually pass anything. Alright, that's fine. Alright, it doesn't look like they, it killed all of them. So what I want to do now is I want to make something that really quickly, when I do that, is going to copy. So I'm going to go if panel dot, what is it called? Hide locked tiles. I'm not sure what I do that. Hide locked tiles. Okay, it's a public, so we're just going to go if hide locked tiles. Then we're going to go panel dot disabled tiles equals panel dot locked tiles. And so we're just going to do that really quickly, and so that should, for this, copy that into that. Okay, it did. Alright, so that means that I shouldn't need those, and actually I should clear out locked tiles on those ones as well, I think. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to go panel.locked tiles is equal to new bool width times height, which would be panel.width times panel.height. Okay, so then that should clear out locked tiles on all of these. I forgot a semicolon. So, and shit. I should have disabled hide lock tiles on there, but I guess it doesn't really matter because I'm going to remove hide lock tiles. So, we'll just get rid of that, and hide locked tiles shouldn't be a thing anymore because I will just use disabled tiles if I want to do that. And yeah. I need to go to the editor and remove hide lock tile. Okay, so that should work. So I've got locked tiles, disabled tiles, I got starting state, and I've got solution. Hello, Rooster441. I'm glad you liked that game. I thought it was kind of interesting. It had some nice surprises to it, I thought. If you want to post it in a chat for other people to look at, then that would be cool. Okay, so these guys should be disabled now. The issue is that I'm not properly handling disabled tiles on all of these. What? It was supposed to be copied over, and it didn't copy it over. Well, whatever. Whatever. So those are supposed to be disabled tiles, but they're not actually. They didn't get copied over because it's stupid, and I don't know why. Because it doesn't like me. Actually don't know whether I have many puzzles in the game that I do that on, but there's definitely some that I do. I believe these are, well, yeah, I think this one's one that I do that way, where really these should be disabled tiles. Like, they don't have to be locked, they're just disabled. Cool, cool. Hello, Trevor Newton. Hello, Rooster441, if I didn't say hello earlier. But yeah, I think that's pretty much what I need these to do. Is just be disabled. And I don't necessarily need optional if they're disabled, like, because disabled overrides optional, but again, whatever. It seemed like optional wasn't even necessarily working properly, so let's see. So disabled tiles in start was supposed to, like, do this. It's supposed to unenable things here. But this is only if it's locked. Okay, so they don't necessarily need to be locked. It just needs to be if they're disabled. So that's really anywhere. Hush. My dog is always fixing to go off at a moment's notice. Okay, so I think it should really be like this, I guess. What in the heck? I thought I copied it, but I didn't. Oh, there we go. I think that should be here, just at the end, basically. So just disable the... Because it's easier if I just generate the object and then disable it. It's not necessary to do that, but it's somewhat easier, I think, than actually worrying about whether or not the object gets responded to. So there's still something else generated there that needs to get disabled, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. It seems like it's the tile block that needs to get disabled. I've got the lit squares, and I've got... What else is going on? Panel tile plot prefab here. So that's getting generated. Interesting. So I guess I need to add a special thing here because I don't store this anywhere. It seems like I just parent it. You'd think when you disabled an object that something that was parented to it would also get disabled, but it seems like not. So we'll just do that. So that should prevent that from being generated. Okay, so visually they look right now. Alright, and if I, for example, were to put something on one of those, my concern now is that, is it going to draw the overlay? Because it probably will still draw the overlay. So probably just not generate the overlay either.